I grew up with a lot of rage. I came from a family that was there was violence, there was alcoholism, there was sexual abuse, there was a lot of stuff going on. And so by the time I was, I know I have a block from 5 to 8 years old that I couldn't remember, and I know now that I couldn't remember those years is because that's when that sexual abuse started. Um, but I came out of that haze at 8 years old, just full of rage, and I had that rage most of my life. And I used to fight. I was a street fighter. I hung out in bars, and I would get into fights. And I hurt people. Um, and I didn't. And I thought I felt powerful because I could do that. I could scare people. And but I finally I stopped drinking at age 40. I went to AA. I've got 31 years sobriety, but AA helped me, and I was able to stay sober, but I still had so much anger, and I still had so much that I was hanging on to, and that I didn't know how to deal with. And so someone introduced me to Arnoux, and I took the 7 steps, and that's where I met Merit. And that was the beginning for me. And I took all of those classes, and I couldn't afford to do any of it. I could not afford to do any of it. I signed up for payment. I signed up for $25 payments. I think I still have one I'm paying on, but but it was so worth it. It was so worth it. I am not the person that I used to be. And people, when I tell the people that I used to hurt people, and how full of rage I was, and my clients, I share the story that they used to call me Sarge because I was so tough. Um, and nobody sees that anymore. Nobody sees that anymore. And then doing Merit's classes, the intuitive, the psychic class, I always, people kept telling me that, I'd say something to them, I'd be working with them, and then they would look at me and say, well, how'd you know that? I said, oh, I don't know, something just told me. So I knew I had some kind of knowing, but I really didn't. I didn't know how to work with it. I didn't know it would just show up sometimes, and I didn't know how to do anything with it, and didn't believe that I could. And as time has gone on, my mindset has changed, because if you'd have told me 20 years ago that I'd be doing this stuff, I'd have told you were nuts. And but I decided to try it. Okay, I'll try it. Level 1, I'll try it. She says it's going to be fun, and it was fun. And I loved it when she would tell us, okay, remember, you're only 5 years old, you're in kindergarten, don't be afraid to make mistakes. And then I remember one time she said, don't forget you're in kindergarten. Then she said, you're 6 years old. And I said, oh man, we've grown. But I could not, after completing that class, I could not take level 2. And we talk about when you get rid of your blocks and you have all this freedom and you have all this space, and you're just full of love and kindness, and things start coming to you. And so I got to do Merit's classes for free because someone paid for them for me. And that was a blessing. That was a blessing. And someone came to me one day and said, I have I need help. And I've done therapy for years, and I've done this, and I've done this, and I've done this, and I've done this. And I know, and I've been asking for someone to help me. And you're it. And, I was kind of like, what? And she said, no, really, I just know you're it. And so, the first session that we did, I saw an immediate change. And that and I've been doing this for a while, and I've been working with, my drug and alcohol clients. And this was the first time that I'd worked with someone that wasn't an alcoholic, but just had, just had life traumas. And and the change was amazing. And so that feeds me, being able to help people and knowing that I'm changing, helping people to change their lives, and being able to give them that freedom. There's so much freedom in releasing all this stuff. So I suggest all of you take these classes and figure it out. Figure it out. You know, both Arnoux and Merit have been really, really good about helping people to be able to do this. So, um, yeah, I love it. I love it. And yeah, I'm just, I'm just grateful.